Welcome to the No Cap Table podcast, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. I am your co-founder, Omari.
And I'm Robert Foster.
Yo, we sitting here with the amazing. I don't even want to say, you know what I'm saying, like who this guy is, because I want him to introduce himself. Because I met him at the Russell Center and gave us the amazing tour. You know what I'm saying? Gave us the dope tour. But he's a visionary. I ain't gonna say where he's raised. So I want him to.
You're gonna tell the story.
I want him to tell the story. So,
yeah,
go ahead and introduce yourself, my man.
Man, appreciate it. I see yourself trying to like remain.
You know what I'm
into it, but I'm like, golly, man, he got me over here like, don't play that part of the camera, son. Don't put that in there, man. I'm over here like, golly, look at this man. But appreciate you, y'all, appreciate everybody listening to this, man. I'm MT. From Decatur, Georgia, bounced all over the state, moved out of the state to go finish up my school in Missouri, did some dope stuff up there, and came back, and I don't know if I'm a visionary, but you know what I'm saying?
You're a visionary. You're a visionary, dog.
I try to understand what's going on, and that's all I can say, man. And one of the things that was going on was my boy Braxton came to me with Metricmate, and we have built this company along with Clemus Ricks. Shout out to Clemus out there in Pflugerville, Texas, with a P.
Okay.
You know Pflugerville starts with a P.
With a P.
Pflugerville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pflugerville.
But it's Pflugerville.
Pflugerville.
P
Okay.
is silent like pterodactyl.
Okay.
If y'all didn't know, y'all learned something. But
sure.
awesome team came together to bring Metricmate to life, which is
Hold on, wait.
Nope, we're not getting into that yet.
No,
So.
not yet. Not
Yeah,
yet. We not gonna give him that. I got to intro that. I got to intro that.
I love it.
Yo, MT. So what inspired you to work on Metricmate without giving it away yet?
What inspired? Like I said, my boy Braxton came to me. We had worked on a couple of things, done some stuff for the National Society of Black Engineers. Shout out the Intellectual Property Special Interest Group.
Wait, say that slow again.
Intellectual Property Special Interest Group.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a group within the National Society of Black Engineers educating us on what intellectual property is and how to do it. You know what I'm saying? How to make sure your stuff is protected, and then for them to become the practitioners. Because one thing folks didn't know is that there's two ways to get into the IP field. You become
Wait. Explain what IP is.
Intellectual property.
Come on.
So patents, trademarks, copyrights, all of that stuff. That
This is an educational show.
Yeah, ideas.
So we under educational channel, so we educating too.
Yeah. There we go. Throw it out there.
Along.
All right, so I don't feel a lot of place.
Oh, no, it's great.
This long with it monologue.
The more you explain, the better, because, well, just like I said, a year ago, I had never put together a pitch deck. I know what a pitch deck was a year ago. And these are things that you don't learn until you hop in the game.
Absolutely.
So like you talking about intellectual property, like knowing whether you even have IP, right? That's a whole nother ball game. So now that's the thing. It's like when you say certain things, we gonna make sure the people get to know what it is.
Yeah. Say less. Yeah. So intellectual property, that's the owners behind the Intellectual Property Special Interest Group, is IP for short. So that's what you're going to hear a lot. You hear people talking about IP. That is the unique information and ideas that come from you and your perspective. You know what I'm saying? Or a group of yous and you all's perspective in the legal sense. We're all a person, but that's a whole nother conversation. When you dive deep, you learn so much.
Put out the Black's Law book on.
Bro, I'm about to, don't tell them. Y'all need to read. But yeah, so started that together. Braxton is a monster in the intellectual property field. He's a patent attorney. But there's another way you can get into IP is becoming a patent agent. And so that's taking a test with the USPTO, pass it. But the prerequisite for that is that you have a STEM degree. Mm. If you don't have a STEM degree, then you have to take a test to qualify, saying that you know enough STEM things that when people bring you this technology, you'll know what to do with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So being tied into NSBE, all these cats in the STEM field is like, okay, here's another way to go and get a part of something that's going to be a part of the future.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So because I missed out. I ain't know about IP. Yeah. I wanted to go to law school too. Yeah. I was like, bro, I'm going to school and I'm going to law school. That's what's going to happen. But then watching too many of these law shows that came out, I was like, I don't want to be that lawyer that the dude actually drowned in the lake.
And I gotta
try to say she ain't. I'm be like, nah, bro. You need to go get with somebody else. No, you're obligated to take me because I got you under retainer. God dang, no, I quit. I quit. So I ain't even go to law school because of that. But if I would have known about intellectual property, bro would have been a JD right now. You know what I'm saying? Been cool. And so it's gonna happen. Hold me accountable. Let's get it. I'm going back to get my JD. And I'm definitely going to make it happen and be able to legally process these things for myself. Yeah. Because like I said, I ain't a visionary, but I see things.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Ain't that the same thing?
Nah, bro. Oh, man. don't get me caught up on that.
We're trying to give you flowers now, MT.
Hey, man.
Flowers now, MT.
I'll save them for my grave.
Yes, sir. Depending on the kind of flower it is, MT. Depending on the kind of flower.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So growing up in Decatur, what made you want to become an entrepreneur at the end of the day?
Like, did you want to become an entrepreneur, or was it when the opportunity came, you was like,
I'm gonna jump on it?
Yeah, nah. I mean, a lot of people that I talked to, they actually had that latter story. It's like, yo, it just came to me and I just was it, and it was, nah, bro, from the beginning, from the beginning of time. I known that this was gonna be the groove. My mom, shout out to mom, first Cisco certified internet working expert. You know what I'm saying? Black female. So it's like she went off, she did her thing, she smacked up. So I watched that. I was like, that's dope. My dad has always been about his own thing. You know what I'm saying? Making it happen, making it shake. So it's like, 15. I had my first business installing sounds, installing radios and folk stuff.
Okay, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? That's why the electrical stuff is what it is. I'm an electrical engineer by degree. And that's what I used to get through there. I was like, okay, I see this stuff y'all talking about in this book, but that little Rock for Fosgate had something similar. Let me go ahead and see if I can orient these two. And so that helped me out a lot, like starting my own business and then being able to go in and get a degree. So man,
that's dope, bro. Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah. So
now. Oh, wait, hold on. Go
no, I'm saying rock the game since then, man. Okay. It's just been a slow roll to this point, but it is a situation where it fell to me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody came to me with something that was dope and had it seemed like it had a pretty decent move to market. I was like, bet, let's do it. Now I do have some other stuff that I'm gonna do, but I put it on hold to see what I can do for my boy.
You see how my introduction?
Man, all right. I see things.
You just proved me right, man. You just proved me right.
I'm just saying, I see things. That's it.
The man that sees. All right, so we're gonna see what you saw in this product, and go ahead and explain to the people. You mentioned it. You said Metricmate. Yeah. Now, what is Metricmate?
So Metricmate is a patented technology that allows you to turn any strength training equipment. So your barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, machines, all that stuff that you use for actual resistance training into smart equipment. So we could take 100-year-old barbell, slap our sensor on it. We tracking reps, sets, calories burned, velocity, force, all of these data points that you're putting out, but you haven't been able to track until now. That's what we're here for.
Any piece of equipment.
Any.
My great granddaddy's dumbbell that you put the sand in.
Bruh, I was just about to say that. I was like, the one with the sand in with the skinny bar that had that little plastic on that never stayed on it. And it always rusted because you left it outside. The ends bent up. Like, it's like, slap it on. As long as you know how much that weighs, you can do that.
Wow.
And soon enough, you won't even have to know that.
It'll be able to tell.
You'll be able to tell you how much it weighs.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? You can say it's 45, it's actually 25, we calling you out.
Word up. So there's an app attached to it as well.
Yeah.
So with that app, it's data being collected. Mm-hmm. So how will you all use that data for Metricmate?
So through the device that we have, it's streamed over Bluetooth into your phone. So you have control over your data. That's the first thing that we wanted to make sure you do. You on the iPhone security's got your data. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You trust iPhone, we trust iPhone, they gonna have your data.
Yeah.
Now we've got it encrypted on the back end so we can do extended analysis. So we can give you different aspects of your workout, how hard you worked out today, how much you need to work out tomorrow, if you need to work out tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Eventually down the line, we plan on being able to incorporate nutrition so we can make sure that you can work out tomorrow. You got the proper fuel so that you can do your workout. We know exactly what you're doing. So we can say, hey, go to the bench press and do 225 today. We believe you're going to PR.
Yeah.
We're going to give you that guidance. Right now, we just collecting it and being able to give you as much as we can.
But as you grow that data set, now you can start to, oh man, that's fantastic.
It's gonna be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So I remember one time we talked before, and you all were focusing, or one of your markets, one of your target. Well, let me just ask the question: what is your target market?
Our target market. So right now, since we are a startup, shout out to all the startups out there, is B2B. So we're going mostly to the gyms. We're going mostly to the personal trainers, the professional trainers in general. So the strength and conditioning coaches, the physical therapists, all of these athletic organizations.
Yeah.
So shout out. We got what you need. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need to say. We try to get with them so that we can proliferate to the most amount of clients. We can get to the most amount of people. We can collect that data as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And as these people decide to splinter off or they have friends that they bring in, then that's how we can actually proliferate the device through the customer base.
The consumer, okay.
Yeah, because we do plan on going straight B2C
Okay.
eventually in the next couple of years.
So your strategy starting out is B2B. Okay. And you mentioned going to schools, right? Going to schools directly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a kid. I'm in high school. I want to go to college, right? I'm a freshman. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting the weight room for the first time.
Yeah. That's what I was going. That was my question. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hitting the weight room for the first time, right? I'm freshman year. They gotta beef me up now, right? Is Metricmate gonna help me get there?
Metricmate from top to bottom can help you get there. From understanding where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do, which a lot of the other apps out there are trying to replace a lot of these people, a lot of these jobs, a lot of these coaches and physical therapists and personal trainers, but we work with them.
Okay.
So them being able to monitor and understand what's going on with the athlete and then input that information saying, hey, with the right eating, we believe he can gain 20 pounds or something.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You put that into the app. The app is going to make sure that at least on the strength training side, on the muscle building side, they're doing everything that they need to do to be able to get to that goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So being able to work with the strength and conditioning coach who's with that athlete, who knows that athlete, who sees that athlete, and then being able to take the data that they can provide and amplify it to a whole nother level, that's what we want to do with Metricmate.
Could they use it for like college, like scouting?
Yep. And so over that time period, because we do track it over time, we give you an analysis over time, you'll be able to get that information over the 4 years of that freshman. In this scenario, until he's a senior, get all that data and that information. You know what I'm saying? When they worked out, what they did, how often they worked out, how they got better, how they increased, when the increased suggestions through the app came, and when they actually increased, if it was ahead of time. All of this information will be collecting over that time so that now you're sending out your tape, your highlight reel, you're sending out your stats from the game, you're sending out your transcripts, you're sending out your Metricmate data too.
I was going to say, now you're sending out your Metricmate data along with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The coach is getting a whole different perspective on that student, the work ethic, the drive, the heart, off the field. You know what I'm saying? What they're willing to do without having the pads on. You know what I'm saying? So you know you got somebody that's going to come in and work and do what needs to be done. And when you get to the next level, they got a whole different generation of strength coaches and everything. So if you need that athlete to be able to have the physical capabilities to get there, somebody that's going to work is going to do it way better than somebody that ain't.
Okay, word up. We gonna keep on talking. MT, hey man. And I heard he got some news for us too. You know what I'm saying? He got some news for us. So we're gonna take a quick small pause for the cause.
Small pause.
No
for
cap
the cause.
table.
No cap table.
MT Strickland here, the visionary.
Yes, sir. He see things.
See things. We'll be right back, y'all.
Love it.
That's good.
All right, we are back to No Cap Table Podcast, where we discuss entrepreneurship,
Entrepreneurship, business, and the startup lifestyle.
Right. Yo, I'm your co-founder, Omari.
And I'm Robert.
Yo, we sitting here with, again, the visionary.
He see things.
MT Strickland. My guy, Metricmate.
Metricmate.
Let's go. MT.
I got one.
You got
for
one?
him.
Okay.
I got one for him. So MT,
Yep.
I am now out of college. I'm out of college. NFL didn't draft me, and I'm looking for somewhere to play, man. I'm arena football. I'm fan controlled. I'm overtime. I'm trying to get in somewhere where I fit in.
Yep.
Is Metricmate gonna stay with me for the life of me as an athlete?
Bruh, for the duration.
Okay.
For the duration. And as we continue to get better, as the features continue to get better, as the analysis continues to get better, so will what we're able to provide to you. So that freshman that comes in now, 2022, hits the floor, 2026, they coming out, stud, doing their thing. Something happens, 2028, they coming out, like, hey, I'm trying to find my way.
Yeah.
Now they've got over a decade worth of data.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rehab data. If it was an injury,
Yes,
we
sir.
got pre-injury data to give to the physical therapist. They can get you back to pre-injury shape
Yeah.
and have everything in between. No days off if you don't want to take it. You know what I'm saying? Until we say, hey, bro, you need a rest. You've been doing a lot. You've been going hard. Hey, you need to chill because everything needs to come back together. We'll be there.
Man, so pre-injury, that kind of data, that's a big, that by itself is $1 billion industry.
Absolutely.
You talking about insurance companies, you talking about medical expenses being saved by colleges, by pro sports, especially when you can start to identify maybe something in the workout trend that happens on a reg. Oh man, I see it.
Being able to have that data long term gives you the opportunity to kind of have 20/20 vision. Like you can look back and say, okay, they done had tweaked their ankle 14 times this season.
Yeah,
Let's look at the data and see if there was anything that we were doing
that helped.
right before the game that could have been a problem for that, and at least change that. Or was there a pattern in the way that they were lifting that day before or those days before?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is there something in our regimen that we just need to change for everybody?
Yeah.
That's like at the minimum. If you don't really care about having your stats automatically, if you want to write it down on paper and pad like everybody else does right now, I get it. But now you got to go through and look and try to process all that information.
Yeah.
When you can have it in a computer and say, hey, computer, filter by this athlete, filter on these days, let's see what they were doing, laying on top of each other, see if there's any correlation.
Oh yeah. Well, that right there in itself. I mean, like I said, even just outside the sports world, because ACLs, Achilles tears, they're at an all-time. I mean, they're growing faster than the housing market. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like those type of injuries. The number of them is exponentially growing. Like it's not even like it's increasing by 20% year over year. No, it's going like 150% year over year. You got kids tearing. I remember you wouldn't even hear of somebody in high school tearing an Achilles, like maybe a pro athlete, but now you got kids in middle school tearing Achilles.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
For overtraining.
Yeah.
Overtraining. There's a lot of folks out there that call themselves trainers because they used to lift weights and it didn't hurt them. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of stuff that's going on that shouldn't be going on.
Yeah.
You know, and I see it. I know people that's been through it.
Yeah.
But the beautiful part about it is that because of that, the guys that actually know took the time to form the organizations and to build the certifications that will allow you to be able to have somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But until that wave wipes out I used to lift weights wave, you always gonna have somebody out there on some random stuff like, yo, what were you doing? Nothing. Walking down the steps. Bah.
Oh yeah.
Like, what?
I just feel like, it's a big trend right now. Cause we talking about like when I used to hoop, right? Like we didn't have social media.
Yo, one step in front of the half court line.
Oh yeah.
I told him I need to see video of that.
Man, we didn't have video. We didn't have video at 04, 05.
No, he said one dribble.
It
No,
wasn't no-
one dribble.
Yeah.
half court.
Bro, I still can do that right now. Like, not no 360, but I can pull from anywhere. Like that's nothing.
Hey.
But no, real talk though. Like now with the workouts though, it's like people are working out for the gram. Like, let me see if I can pull one of these Kill Bill, 3 buckets of water on one side, 3 buckets on the other side. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And make it look like I'm about to tear it up this season. And then they get out there in the field and warm-ups, tear a ham. You know what I'm saying? You know, season over in the warm-ups.
Done.
Like, it's crazy.
You know, for the trainers that are out there, and shout out all my personal trainers in the community, I rock with y'all and the things that y'all are doing to bring awareness to fitness. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to excite people about coming into the gym and coming into the classes. So they ain't going out there and running no 4. They 4-4 dreams are like behind them, but they're trainers in real life, so they know what they're doing and they know how their body should feel. So if it's out of whack doing some of that crazy stuff, then they'll know what's up. So that's what that is for. But for like the kids that's doing it, bro, like look, your body ain't done growing yet.
Absolutely. You
don't know what you're doing by unevenly loading, and you don't even know if your body feeling that. You fighting through it because that's what we're taught to do back then. You know what I'm saying? When you're that age, you fight through it. Yep. So you fighting through something that could really damage your future.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Change your whole thing. Take it from somebody that know, bro. I got a partial hip replacement. Now I wasn't out here doing nothing stupid. Somebody did something stupid to me. Couldn't even remember who he was if it told me my name, but things happen.
Yeah. Things
happen. And I know what I wanted to do back when I was like 14, 15 and I injured my hip.
Yeah.
I would wish to have that stuff back.
Yeah.
Now I'm cool with what I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm jamming. I'm excited about everything that's going on, so no stress because I'm blessed, but don't do it to yourself. Don't
be the cause.
You know what I'm saying? Don't add that opportunity. The odds are against you anyway. Don't add the opportunity.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was one of those like late growers. So like I was like 5, I think I might have been like 5'3", 5'4", all the way up until May of my 8th grade year.
Yeah.
And in 1 month I went from that to 6'1". And everything changed. You know what I mean? Like it just changed. It changed literally everything for me physically.
Yeah.
And I had people telling me that, like all my coaches was like, listen, man, because I had a size 13 shoe, 5'3". Like they like, listen, bro, like you slow right now. It's because your feet too big, you too short.
Grow into these shoes.
Like don't get discouraged. Just keep working on your game. Just keep playing. Like you gonna. Like all these other dudes that seem like they better right now, like man, they in their grown man bodies. Like some of these, they're gonna be the same person when y'all get 40. They're gonna be the same height they was in middle school. Right now, it's like, bro, like just wait. It's gonna catch up. It's gonna catch up, and you're gonna surpass them. And physically, I didn't lift weights until after. Like I didn't start lifting weights till I was like 17. You know what I mean? Like that. But now. Like I said, the culture is different. Right. You got kids, they 5th grade on the bands, they elastic bands and kettlebells and doing burpees. And, you know what I'm saying? The work, because the CrossFit, that's what it's called. The CrossFit culture. The CrossFit culture in sports, in my opinion. I have to get your opinion on it, but in my opinion, I don't think that they actually go together. I don't think lifting is the same as hooping or the same as playing football. Like those explosive movements don't require me to be able to go squat 800 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know what else to say besides that, man. Like, is you lifting the heavy weights, like it's cool, but you need to practice the other side as well, and that's what the part they don't get.
Yeah.
They miss. Like they run.
Yeah.
But it's like you're not moving. Where's your lateral movement? Where's your stop and go? Where's your cut? Like where's anything that's gonna work those tendons and those attaching muscles?
20 minutes you've been here, you've mentioned 3 different market segments. Like, and then you about to go somewhere else and say, hey man, it's just so explain where you about, and you have the device here right now. So tell us about the device and tell us about the additional market segments if you can.
No doubt, no doubt. So this is the Metricmate device, and it's simple. Well, simple on looking. You know, a lot of technology on the inside that allows us to be able to get a lot of information, a lot of data on your workout. So the way it is oriented right now is for your selectorized machines. So your pin-based machines, you replace that dumb pin with our smart pin, and so now we're able to collect all that data, get all that information, Bluetooth it to your phone. You can actually disconnect this metal pin, and now you just have the smarts, and we have an additional clip that allows you to be able to put it on your dumbbells, your barbells, your kettlebells, collect all that information from those as well. So small, light, like it don't weigh nothing. So it's not adding a lot to what you're doing, and it's different than our competitors. A lot of them use a cable that goes on to your barbell or your weight, and so that can bring some type of drag, especially depending on how much velocity or how fast you're moving. So we wanted to come up with something that was more powerful, easier to use, and you could take anywhere at any time.
Man, that's crazy. So like a little bit in the last segment, right? I want the CrossFit people to beat me up. So we were talking CrossFit and sports culture, but the reason I was saying that about CrossFit versus sports culture is because I think some people confuse it and not understand that CrossFit itself is really its own sport.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that stuff, I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. I'm saying that that's a lane. Like that's what you attack that lane from that lane.
Yeah, it's like a professional basketball player saying they can go out and play baseball.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a different sport, and that person is a true athlete in what they do.
Exactly.
Like beyond measure.
Yeah.
But it's a different sport. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a different mindset. Even in that, your brain is different. If a baseball player tried to go and play professional basketball, they blow all types of stuff.
Exactly.
Because they're not cutting, they're not moving, they're not jumping that much. That explosive movement is completely different than what they have to do every once in a while.
Exactly.
You know, so that no knock to the CrossFit folks. Shout out to my line brother AJ. He was a CrossFit fiend for a while, won a couple of medals and did his thing. So I have much respect for it. And Metricmate works with you all too.
Absolutely.
Especially with the speed of movements that you're doing, the changing that you're doing as far as the apparatus, and we're working on being able to track body weight movements as well. So while you're doing your burpees and your muscle ups and all of that stuff, we'll be able to track your motion, your movements, and understand what you're doing. Not trying to leave y'all out at all. So.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Look at how many different use cases Metricmate use and the problem that it solves for athletes or people that even train. So being an entrepreneur, that's one thing that we look for. We always looking for a way to solve problems. And Metricmate definitely solves those problems, dog. So congratulations, man, and congratulations on your success. I see your shirt you got on. So, we're going to get into that, but I want to go into first where I met you at. Robert met you somewhere different, the Rice Center. Talk to us a little bit about the Rice Center.
Man, the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs, excellent place that's actually giving back to the diaspora unabashedly. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that the resources, the network, the connections, the knowledge, all of that is presented in a way that, one, is going to benefit the startups and the businesses coming out of there and also benefit the community. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these businesses that come out of there are directly tied to uplifting the community. The Harvard debate club out of the Russell Center.
Yeah.
They have their meetings there. They are sharpening some of the finest minds that we have in the community so they can go out and do the same thing, come back and uplift the entire thing. And Aquagenuity with Dahl Levant, major shout out to her. Water, you know what I'm saying? A basic human necessity of life, and she is tapping that funnel to be able to make sure that people have access to clean water. So
let's get it.
It's not only a place that's trying to foster and develop businesses that's going to change the world. It's also trying to make sure that it takes care and takes advantage of the West Side community as well. So.
The West Side of Atlanta.
West Side of Atlanta.
Castleberry Hill.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. Now, back to that shirt. So, now I met MT at actually one of their events. It was a Techstars. What it was, coffee and donuts or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
At Atlanta Tech Village.
Donuts were delicious.
And just ran into the brother. You know, like we talked, like, so before you got here, we was talking about like networking.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, you know, we talked about the event last night that MT was also at.
Yep.
At the Goody Nation Silicon Valley event at the Gathering Spot.
Great time.
And how like, you know, a lot of times in these events, especially when you first kind of start out, you know, most of us, I know I did this at first. I was like tending to only think I need to talk to investors, you know, and not realizing like, no, founders are key.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I met you, I actually was kind of coming into that part of me where, okay, now I understand, like, no, I need to just connect with more people like me. And then, you know, the investors, they'll come. And met MT, man, cool brother, like, immediately just chopping game, you know, just on business side. And he telling me about the Russell Center and all the great things they're doing over there. Invited me to come to a tour. You know, that's when I had to bring my dog with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just real. It's real cool how this space works in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And how we all, without even trying, just kind of look out for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put me up on things with the Russell Center there. I had no clue what's going on over there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm over in my site, like we said, the silo. I'm over in my silo in ATV. I'm thinking, this is it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking this all I got to work with.
Right, I'm digging it.
Yeah, I'm over here, but I didn't even realize, you know, everything that was over there and the love that would be showed.
Yo,
going over there.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Yo,
yeah.
It's super dope. Russell Center. I remember DJing over there one time, right before they opened the top part, and I was like, "What is this place? What is this place?" But the Harvard debate team was there, and ET Hip Hop Preacher, shout out to ET. He was there, and I was like, yo, I got to figure out a way to make it back over here to figure out what this building is. I heard about it, but I didn't know exactly what went on in there.
Yeah.
But when you gave us the tour and showed us exactly like what went on, man, that place is magic. It felt like you never met a stranger in there. I didn't meet a stranger in there. And the one thing that Jay said on Jay Anthony, the tour. Yeah,
Bailey.
No, Jay Bailey.
Jay Bailey.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Jay Bailey said on the tour, he was saying, like, this place, it focuses on businesses like you were in college, like from a freshman to a senior, and we want to see you, you know, graduate.
Yeah.
So the energy that comes out of the Russell Center, man, if y'all out there in radio land, out there in podcast land, yo, you've got to go over there and at least just take a tour. Any entrepreneur, I don't care.
Yeah, whatever you in.
Yeah.
Now, because the Russell Center isn't just about tech, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's all types of entrepreneurs. We've got Symphony Chips that came out of there. They're a chip brand, black-owned chip brand that has some phenomenal flavors.
Yeah.
We got photographers that come out of there. We've got all types. So it's not strictly dedicated towards tech, but it does provide the tech tools so that if you need to integrate those into your business, no matter what you're doing, you have access to it.
That's what's up. But now, let's circle back. Met at a Techstars event.
Yep.
Now we see Techstars on your shirt. Now what's that about?
Oh, man, so through that networking situation. So circling back to what you were talking about, man, just going out, meeting founders, meeting people, you get clued in. Yeah. You find out what's going on without a lot of work at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you've built a relationship. Not going in like you really want anything, just going in knowing that these are people that are doing something that's similar to what I'm doing, and I'm going to see if I vibe with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And find your tribe.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're in some type of way, every tribe is clued into the same situation, and that's how I've seen that a lot of these programs get such diverse cohorts is because now they're pulling from different tribes.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you're connected to the dope entrepreneurs that like anime. All right, cool. That's a whole different perspective on the entrepreneurs that play flag football on the weekend and in the mural, you know what I'm saying? Like, or have a basketball league on Wednesday. Shout out to my boy Eric, the cut doctor, man. I'm coming out tomorrow. So you pull from these different keys by just being yourself and going and doing your thing. So that's all I did. I went into the ecosystem. I did my thing. I'm from Atlanta, so I already had a little bit of a plug. Yeah. Not really, though, but because there's a whole bunch of new Atlanta down here. Yeah. Shout out to new Atlanta, I guess. So just getting plugged in. You know what I'm saying? Becoming a part of Goody Nation. Shout out Goody Nation doing amazing things.
Shout out to
minority
Joey
founders. Yeah, Joey, Antoine, everybody over there, man. If I didn't say your name, don't be mad. Just put that out there. I'll be forgetting everybody.
Yeah.
And then the Russell Center, and then being at the gathering spot when it was first coming around. Got some names out of there.
Yeah.
So got a chance to be clued in and did the same thing. Took the same mentality, the same vibe, the same everything to find out what was going on with Techstars. Because I got tired of applying for stuff and not getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then seeing the companies that they get, and it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Do your thing, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Book us. You know, going to events. I actually think Tim Dora was up there at the
He was
Coffee and
at
Donuts
that one.
event.
I met him for the first time there too.
Lightweight, stalked that man. I was like, hey, look, he had office hours. I got in the office hours.
Yeah.
Chopped it up. He was at, I didn't go to the events that he was at, but if he was at the event that I was at, guarantee you was gonna see me. Before we had to talk, we had to do nothing. But I was gonna be like, Tim, MT, like, hey man,
we talk. So I've been saying this, like, I'm gonna write a book called The Power of the Pound.
Okay.
So at ATV, I started building my network by just, when I walk by a person, just give them a little pound, saying what's up. And then before you know it, I started noticing the same people that I would pound, they looking for me. Like, hey, Rob. You know what I'm saying? Like, when when you start walking in the room, they're like, hey, Rob, there you go. And then now all of a sudden, now other people looking at me like, man, who is this guy?
Yep.
Easy.
And it's like,
Interesting.
And it's simple things like that. But like, like you said, just not hounding, you don't want to hound the investors, just relationships.
That's it.
That saying, I can't ever get it right. But Jay Bailey had said it on the
Jay
tour.
Bailey said, know them before you need them.
Know them before you need them.
Know them before you need them, bro. And the part about entrepreneurship that people think like it's a road, bro. It's a road. But the time is the biggest thing because it ain't about you having the dopest product.
Yeah.
It's about who knows you have the dopest product.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And some people out there in entrepreneur land hate that because they're like, man, I need to just be able to be good.
Yeah.
And my work speak for itself. It's like, you're going to wait the same amount of time as
Yeah.
if you go up and tell
Absolutely.
somebody that your work is
Talk to
dope.
'em.
It's two different sides to the coin, bro. But that time, those relationships, that validity per se.
Yeah.
Is what you're trying to build up to.
Man, it's a saying that said that people are gonna promote you when it's popular to promote you. So you literally gotta find advocates. So like you said, the people at the Russell Center, they see your work ethic, right? They see your work is dope. You came up there and you said, hey, my work is dope. And then they like, okay, we hear you. But then you keep coming back every day, and every day that you keep coming back, it's like, oh, his work is dope. And then now, pop up at a networking event, what people do? Hey, this my man MT. His
work is dope.
His work is dope. And then now they advocating for you. And then sometimes in rooms you not in, they advocating for you.
And that's the most powerful part. But that's the part that hurts the most because it's always, and I'm gonna take from my own experience. So I'm not gonna say always, but always for me, when I had those times when they're grinding, going through it, pushing through, and it seems like nothing's happening. Somebody's in the room talking about me, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's the next thing that comes. The thing that pushes me back up the hill is either somebody calling me or I'm being somewhere, I'm meeting somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I heard about it." It's like
it's like you always want to keep the ball rolling and moving the needle daily. But so I guess that brings me to my next question. So I deal with imposter syndrome a lot, right? Do you deal with imposter syndrome as an entrepreneur?
I felt like I dealt with it more when I was in corporate.
Okay.
I did a stint. I said like I was in jail. I did a bid on the corporate side. Then it was more likely because you had to, I don't want to say necessarily fit into people's expectations of you, but you had to fit into people's expectations of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you were getting something, then you had to be astronomically different than who I am. You know what I'm saying? It's like that type of person wouldn't get something like that. It was like, actually, yes, they would. It was like because I'm doing my thing.
Right.
But I was out there tapping and smiling and you know what I'm saying, trying to keep people happy, and it still didn't work. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that got me once I got into this. because that was one of the things that I had to leave behind. I was like, bro, if I don't have a job, I ain't tap dancing for nobody.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I'll jig for you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'll go up there and pitch a little bit, but I ain't it ends at you saying dance. It's like, whoa, big dog. You gotta shoot a toe off, then we got to fight.
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna happen.
You shooting back.
You know what I'm saying?
Easy going.
Easy. But yeah, so I mean, people do.
Yeah.
Because they feel like it's that same type of environment, and for some type of people, and in some type of ways, it is.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, if that's the character that you want to play.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that kind of kept me sane through all of that is that Shakespeare quote: "Life is a stage where all the characters in it." You know what I'm saying? You create your own character, and you that person out there. You know what I'm saying? And if you choose for that character to embody who you are, then no longer being an imposter. So some people are looking like they're imposter, but that's they just posturing. You know what I'm saying? They're not being an imposter, they're just posturing.
Posturing, man. But for real, it's like, so like, again, coming here, you know, before I'd done some things entrepreneurial wise, but nothing like this. Like I've done some contractor stuff and you know, came up with a strategy that was successful in a different business. But doing this, I feel like I've been getting my MBA. Like I feel like I'm really truly I know business like I've never known business, like thoroughly in and out, which I have to. I have to wear all, you know, originally I had to wear all the hats. You know, now adding some people on your team, you don't wear as many hats, but you still have to know, and you still learn so much from those people around you, right? That one of the biggest things that I learned was people invest in founders. And they invest in you, and they want you to be you. And it's like the more you can just kind of just be, the more not even kind of, the more that you just are yourself, your authentic self. Like I said, I like to pound people. Like it make me feel good, make them feel good. Like that's me. You know what I'm saying? I like to wear my chain. I like to wear my chain and a t-shirt. Like that's what I prefer. I don't want to wear a suit. I look dope in a suit, but I don't want to wear a suit all the time. You know what I'm saying? I like to wear a t-shirt.
Put that out there for you. I was like, I look dope in a suit.
I let them know. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I like what's comfortable for me, and I love that part about startup life and being an entrepreneur in this aspect, because you just being yourself. And like you said, my work is dope, and then I'm dope.
And you get to build it the way that you want to build it. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to look a certain way, then you know what I'm saying. You make it look that certain way. Like I feel like sometimes for African American founders, Black founders, like we get labeled. But the good thing is that we're authentic within ourselves, and we are letting our work speak for itself. So we don't have to put on a suit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, get a good suit, but
but some people do though. I mean, and again, that depends on your market,
right?
And that depends on the tribe that you're aligning yourself with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the unique part about the Atlanta startup scene. Everybody else has a startup scene. Everybody else is getting called the new technology hub. That's cool, but I've been to a bunch of them, and a bunch of them have their designated like lanes. You know what I'm saying? And if you fit in one of these lanes, then you fast track. You out of here. Like you going, you building, you getting money. You can lose it if you want to because you in one of these lanes. The dope part about Atlanta is that everybody's got a lane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Artsy folks, techie folks, the fish fry folks.
Yeah.
Like if there's a lane, there's people that's willing to lift you up that lane, and you can go as fast as you want to in that lane. You know what I'm saying? Except for on the highway, because you want to get in your way. But you know what I'm saying? If you're willing to get in there, if you're willing to build that network, let people know that your stuff is dope in the right lane, people that are interested in what you're selling, bro, you're out of here.
And that, I mean, like you said earlier, find your tribe, right? I got my saying is very similar. Find my people. Like that's my thing, my people. Like you said, interested. When you're out and you're telling people about your company, if they're not interested, you cannot take that personally. Like you can't be upset that you went and talked to Tech Square Ventures and Tech Square Ventures wasn't interested, or you went and talked to, you know, Sequoia and they weren't interested. Like because the thing is, let's say I get $1 million from Tech Square, or I get $1 million from Sequoia. or I get $1 million from what's my old girl used to make the hamburgers. Remember the old lady used to make the
Oh, you
hamburgers?
talking Miss Ann?
Miss Ann.
Miss Ann.
Let's say Miss Ann.
Shout out
Let's
to
say
Miss
Miss
Ann.
Ann. Shout out to Miss Ann. I love Miss Ann, man. She
Yes,
never cuss
indeed.
me out. I'm gonna let y'all know that. She ain't never cuss me out. But Miss Ann, let's say you got $1 million from Miss Ann. It's all $1 million.
It's all $1 million.
The capital still gonna push you to where you need to go in the next part of your journey, your business journey. So don't get caught up in, if this investor didn't like me, I'm trying to make this. No. Like, I think there's in the beginning, a lot of entrepreneurs, I feel like they get very caught up in people liking their stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't worry about the people that don't like your stuff. Only focus on the people that do like it.
Bro, you're going to get mad no's.
Yeah.
And one yes.
And that's all it takes.
That's
It's
all
just
it
that
is.
one yes.
You only got to win once. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'll jump out and do this thing.
Yeah.
Because I only got to win once.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that means that I only got to get one investor to say yes. And more likely than not, and it's crazy how it works. You get one, all the rest don't come.
Yep.
The one that said no before,
Yep.
the one that said maybe, the one that said once you get one, I'm gonna come. All them folks are coming back, and they trying to give out money and get in on the term sheet.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's going to require the most restraint. That's the part that's going to require the most clear thought. So I think I thought about it like this, and I think about it like this. It's like, while I'm getting these no's, I'm making sure I'm finding something in either that conversation, that process, that pitch, that whatever, that can benefit from that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as long as you do that, the yes that you get is gonna be the dopest yes that you never expect the yes that dope to come. If you sitting back doing the same thing and taking these no's personal, then you might get a yes, but it's gonna be a terrible yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, like you said, getting something from it, because again, the other side of it, and we're gonna have some investors come in and they're gonna do some talking too, because there's a whole other side to the game. It's two sides to the game.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like the home team versus the away team.
Solid.
You know, it's a game. We playing the game. We all trying to win and get money together. But at the same time, we are playing a game.
Yeah.
So there's a certain way we got to play, and there's a certain way that they got to play, because they have their own metrics that they got to meet.
Yep.
So you got to make sure. And then, you know, a lot of times just because people hear the word investor, and as a noob, when I was a noob, investor, okay, it's an investor. Not thinking about, what are you investing? Like, am I even in your space,
thesis,
in your
right?
wheelhouse?
In
like,
your investment thesis.
Yeah.
Like, what am I there? Yeah. And that's another question you can ask. If you don't want to get so many no's, that's a question you can ask off rip. What is your investment thesis?
right there.
Figure out if I fit in there. You know what I'm saying? They might be over here talking about, I'm supposed to invest in prop tech.
Yeah.
It was like, well, Metricmate don't fit in prop tech.
Exactly.
Right? We might be able to help some properties like do something, but
Yeah.
that's not where we're at. So,
Or do you know somebody?
and that's the next question.
Man.
Can you connect me with somebody that's in this space? Because the investor community is small.
Very small.
You know what I'm saying? The people that's got money to be able to do that stuff and the savvy to be able to do it right, ain't a lot of them.
Nope. They
So,
all know each
but,
other.
bruh, the one person that we all know, you know what I'm saying? Brian Zorner is out here all over the place. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? It's
Yes,
like,
sir. Shout out to
and he's
Brian.
connected
Shout out
me
to Brian.
with all time. And he's popped up in places. He's one of the people that is spreading my name when
Yep.
nobody else is. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
sir.
When I don't even know what's going on, he's talking about it because we built that relationship. But he is one person that knows the investment community in that Metro Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like, not one or two, he knows the
community.
So he
Yeah.
might not invest in your stuff, but guaranteed, if you build that relationship, if you're showing up, if you're continually growing, every conversation that you have with him after the first one is something new that you're doing. If he goes into a spot that's got what you need, oh yeah, you're in
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
He's talking about it.
Yeah, and like you said, showing up, right? Like I've, you know, a person like him, like he's that's one of my advisors. So him telling somebody no, I realize like he might tell you no from him. Like you said, he doesn't invest in that, or he might not want to invest in that. But that no does not mean that the next time he sees you at an event, he won't hook you up with somebody that
May say yes.
that may say yes, or that may even lead to potentially you making revenue. Maybe you don't need investment. Maybe you just need customers.
Case in point, Techstar situation announced it on Monday. So we let all the cats that said no, we
Yeah.
made sure we let them know, like, here, There you go. just
said
take
yes.
that little bit. See if you want to come back and eat, because we always willing to take your money.
Yeah.
But reached out to one of them, said, hey, y'all know anybody that went through Techstars? Let me know. We'd love to talk to them, get their perspective on it. Got a response back. Dude was like, hey, yeah, here's this guy. Let me connect you with him through email. Boo, boo. Got on his calendar. Walked into the event, the Goody Nation event.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who it would be? The dude.
Yeah.
He's like walking in with him. He was like, oh, yeah, I just got a Techstars. Meet this guy. And he said his name, and I was like, I emailed you. He was like, you did. I remember Metricmate. We just talked right then. So bypassing the meeting and the time on my schedule, we had a conversation right then, and then we're going to talk about some other stuff when we meet up. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and that came from just being a part of the network.
Same exact scenario happened to me. So I got on Tammy McQueen. Shout out to Tammy McQueen, Panoramic Ventures, Startup Showdown. Great person to connect with in the startup space. Got on her calendar. She's an advisor with the Tech Village. Instantly knew I needed to get on her calendar. She knows everybody. Everybody knows her. She's watched my progress with what I'm doing with my event. She says, okay, I think you need to meet Joey. Connects us via email. Maybe I think today's what, Tuesday. She connects us via email Friday or Thursday. Intro email. Walk into the event. Well, guess what? Just like most of us, right? We see the email. Maybe we didn't get to it yet because we want to get the words right. Want to know what we're actually gonna say. Yep. Hey man, I'm Rob from Shopmakers. Like, nah, I know you. Yeah, I just saw your email. I ain't got to it yet, but now let's talk right now.
Yep.
And so it went from the email, which was gonna try to set up a 30-minute conversation, to actually having a 30 to 45-minute conversation with the person that you were trying to connect with, and them getting to see you, getting to, you know what I'm saying, feel your energy, feel what you feel in your vision and where you're going with it in person. And man, it just goes a long way. Like it goes a really long way.
100%.
Cap or no cap?
Wait. We gotta take a quick break real quick though.
Okay.
And then when we come back,
they're about to set me up, man. Look at
we gonna play cap or no cap
right
no here.
Rules, no nothing.
Yes, we are back. You are now tuned in to No Cap Table, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. I'm your co-founder Omar,
and I'm Robert Foster. Look, we're gonna kick this off. We're gonna kick off this segment of cap or no cap.
Lord.
And we're gonna kind of go back into what we talked about off air. Cap or no cap? Following up on conversations with people after you've already had a meeting and they've already said something, yes or no. It's not that important.
Man, cap. I'm going to send them an email saying, hey, man, you ain't had to be so rude, but appreciate you, and I'll catch you later. Because you never know. I've had people come to me after they've given me rejection letters to programs, to pitch competition, all that stuff. And I send back an email like, hey, yo, as much as it hurts us to get another whatever they said to reject us, it's a part of the process. We appreciate the opportunity that any feedback that you can provide, we'd appreciate it. Only one in the whole 1,000 joints that they got that follow back.
Yeah.
Why? That took 2 seconds. Why? And then, of course, with the people that say yes, that's even worse. Mm-hmm. I hear about people that get yeses and don't follow up, don't make contact again. It's like, you didn't find the Holy Grail and you left it in the bush? Like, you like, what's going on? So, yeah, no, 100%. That's cap. You got to follow up.
Got to follow up.
Cap or no cap? Your network is your net worth.
No cap. No cap all day long. Like, we were just talking about it a minute ago.
Yeah.
Being the rooms that are, the people that are talking about you in rooms that you're not in are the most important part about business, the most important part about life. Because they'll shape opinions for you and you ain't even done nothing yet. Like, you already winning and you don't even know you winning. All you got to do is just go in there show up and be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to imposter somebody. Don't try to beat nobody else. If you're consistent to yourself, the people that are advocating you know who you are and vibe with you because they're a part of your tribe, and something about them fits in the other tribe that's actually out here and got the bread, but they vibe with your tribe, they can pass you along, and now your tribe is their tribe. Y'all together, your whole crew together. Like that's the part that people really don't miss is like your network. And I'm gonna modify that a little bit. Your network, it's not just your net worth, it's your legacy's net worth. Mm. Some folks can't pass on money, but you pass on a contact.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody granddad was like, yeah, I served with his granddad in the war. And now his grandson happened to be the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
Now you getting invited to lunches and nobody else in the business know why.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that's more powerful than the cash.
Oh yeah.
Because as long as you got the hustle and the grind, bro, I wish I had a Rolodex. I wish I had a Silicon Valley Rolodex.
Yo.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Be hitting everybody. Though. I don't even know you.
You know what I'm
bruh.
saying? Hey,
You don't know me.
Hey, you know this person that gave me this Rolodex and they trusted me
Yeah.
with this contact.
Yeah.
They gonna talk to you.
Oh yeah.
They gonna at least let you shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
And that's the opportunity that a lot of people don't get. Black, white, blue, green, yellow, purple, it don't matter. A lot of people just don't get the opportunity to shoot themselves in the foot. They don't. Some of them don't deserve it. A whole lot of them don't deserve it. But for the ones that do, it's like you got to build that network so you can get past that part. And then you're talking to folks and it's like, yo, I got to mess this up for this to be a
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And if I'm on top of my stuff, if I've done everything in that time process that we were talking about, and you taking those lessons and not those L's and you turn them into lessons, then by the time you get to the point in that you're in that room, nothing you gonna say is gonna mess up that day.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I have to like say about the time that it took us to get here. You can put me in any room. I ain't no, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, but I am ready.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
nothing
it
you
is.
can do to shake what I got because I've driven and pushed and worked so hard. I tell everybody all the time, bro, you open the door and put me in the room, I'm closing it.
Yeah.
Everybody in there having a good time. We're gonna be in there having a party by the time you come back.
Let's get it. And that comes with, like you said, 10 years in the game. So cap or no cap. This startup lifestyle happens overnight.
Yeah, that's cap. That's cap. And it's not, and that's for nobody. Even if you got the Rolodex, somebody had to put in that time beforehand, and you got to count that. And that's the problem that I have with cats that's coming out now is that they don't like they discount that time that them cats put in before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody had to come and do this first.
Yeah.
And no matter what you doing, no matter who you are, that person that came in first, you learned something from what they didn't know.
Yeah.
Because they did it first. They learned everything.
Oh yeah.
So if they fail, they was able to tell the next person, hey, don't fall over there. And now you don't even look over there because you it's been passed down to generations to not even go over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that spans across the deal. So it takes time to be able to build up and do this right. You know what I'm saying? Do it the way it's supposed to be done. And either you're going to pay that junk on the front end or you're going to pay it on the back end.
Come on.
Because this cat has got out there quick and lost it all.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is like even when it appears to be quick, so like what you're saying, right? Years to build that Rolodex. Like I think for me with that, when I saw that in this, that's why my emphasis on advisors changed. It was like, okay, people that are going to advise me, I want to make sure that they have a large network. So then that way, that kind of, it's not a shortcut, but it
is a shortcut.
It kind of bypasses you, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, it's like getting a Rolodex if you get the right people that are already networked. And so then they start talking about you. And so now you instantly, it's almost like a viral effect, right? So you can kind of go viral and it can happen quick. Certain things can happen quick, but man, the process is still the process.
Yep.
So like he's saying, you might get a boatload of money early, but the work gonna still have to come.
It's going to still have to happen.
It's gonna still come.
Still.
And that's the crazy part about this whole this ecosystem that's being built with the way that you nurture startups. Cats getting money, they ain't never like generated no revenue.
Yeah.
They ain't shown that they can get no money. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my girl Tashan because we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like profits over everything. And I can be honest, I didn't get it because I was buying into what everybody else was getting, what everybody else was being able to do. They ain't shown not a red cent.
Yeah.
They ain't even really invested their own money. They got an idea.
Yeah.
Wow, here you go, $2 million.
Yeah.
See what's up. You know what I'm saying? So I was buying into it. So I was like, all right, bet. Let's just make this idea pretty enough.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be able to do it. But then the work gotta come. You know what I'm saying? You still got to figure out how to generate revenue. So you spending all this time polishing up this pig, and it ain't got no meat. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
it's a piggy bank.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go feed it.
It's an empty piggy
you know
bank.
What I'm saying?
You're trying to feed a piggy bank. You ain't got no pig.
Feed it, bro. So it's like, it's going to come on the front end. It's going to come on the back end.
Yeah.
It's going to come. You know what I'm saying? I feel that way about life in general, bro. Like, you going to put in the work on the front end and get it all out the way, and then chill on the back end because you have what you need to be able to do and you know how to keep it because you worked so hard on that front end, or it's going to trickle out on the back end and it's going to be years and years and years of you just grinding it out and not knowing why. It's like, so don't avoid it. Get to it.
Yes, sir.
All right, this not no cap or no cap, but this is a question you can either choose either or both.
Okay.
So no cap or no cap. No cap or cap. Old Atlanta or new Atlanta entrepreneur?
Old Atlanta entrepreneur wasn't an entrepreneur. That was a hustler.
Okay.
We didn't know what that word was.
Okay.
There was no idea what that word was. Small business owners, like, so I would say that, like, I ain't gonna say the hustle's gone. The hustle is definitely still prevalent, especially in the entrepreneurs that come from Atlanta, and a lot of the imports as well. They come down here hungry because it's
opportunity.
It's an opportunity filled space like this.
It's a real opportunity here.
It don't look nothing like it did 10 years ago, and 10 years from now it's gonna be
totally different,
completely different place.
Yes, sir.
You know, I definitely plan on in the next 10 years putting the first skyscraper in Decatur. So call me on that too.
Yes, sir. And I'm putting the first one in College Park.
There it is. Yeah. Let's go.
That's one of the things. That's one of the things we talked about when we first met.
Yeah.
We both got that same vision. We both want to put the first skyscraper in our hometown.
Heck yeah, man.
And we gonna do it.
Up. It's gonna happen. I don't know. Shit.
Absolutely.
It's
happening. It's happening right now.
Yes, sir.
Sure. But I mean, New Atlanta vibe. It vibe. I mean, I can't say it. I can't say it don't.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different vibe. It's a changing vibe. It's a lot of import energy in it. But it ain't bad.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Gentrification is bad.
Yeah.
High taxes is bad. The energy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but I'm a global person, and that's one of the things I can say I benefited from my corporate experience. Shout out Murata Electronics, excellent company out of Japan. But I got the opportunity to visit other places and to feel those other vibes. And when you're in somebody else's vibe, you gotta feel it, because your vibe ain't got no influence.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, so you gotta feel it, and if you're there long enough, you gonna see why they feel it.
Yeah.
And so that type of perspective. But I know a lot of cats that ain't never left the perimeter. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Our OTP is too far. Like, that's too much gas. Like, especially now, they definitely ain't going.
Man.
So it's kind of like the vibe is different.
Yeah.
It's definitely different. Old Atlanta, New Atlanta will never be the same. But
it's a little of both then.
It ain't. I love Old Atlanta, man. Like, it was a great time, but I'm a vibe with New Atlanta.
I like New Atlanta too.
Yeah.
I like New Atlanta, New Silicon Valley, Atlanta.
Yeah.
New entrepreneurship Atlanta, because we get entrepreneurs out here like they're going crazy.
Yeah.
We love
as long as we don't lose Atlanta.
Yeah.
In all this import energy. That's the only thing I'm looking for, man, because the West End is already losing some flavor to me. And me and my boys talked about this a long time ago. Shout out House of Funk marching band. When we were marching, it was like, bro, we're going to come back for homecoming, be marching with the band one day, and the sidewalks ain't going to look like this. And it's there now, already there. It's like, and the progress, you know what I'm saying? I'm never knocking progress, but I guess that's just the downfall of being old. You know what I'm saying? You remember what stuff was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that once you get over that part and realize that change, which you're a lot more adapt to it because of where we came from, the time we came in. So it's like change ain't as bad as it is for other folks. Cause my dad is having a fit right now. But you know what I'm saying?
I think the key part is though, people like us in the spaces that we in, we're gonna be in position to make sure that we leave our marks, and we get to bring some of that. Again, we're the connector. We get to bring some of that past flavor to the new Atlanta, because we're gonna be the one shaping it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So as long as we do that, and that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna tap into.
Yeah.
As long as we really are reaching back and creating that loop. That's what I like about New Atlanta, where what the Russell Center's doing. You know what I mean? Like, cause bro, I left Atlanta like in 2012 and just came back last summer. So to know what I left because I felt like it was no opportunity here. Like I left Atlanta because I felt like there was no opportunity here.
Interesting.
Like that's why I left 10 years, 11 years ago. So to come back and see what's going on, I walk right in the door and people like, oh, what you trying to do? This?
Ride.
You know what I mean? They like, let's go, bro. Like, I'm gonna introduce you here. I'm gonna show you this. Oh, the gathering spot over here. Go to the gathering spot. First day I'm there. Like, oh nah, man, what you trying to do? What? That's dope. Come on,
at the Russell Center.
Just you know what I'm saying? Everybody just welcoming you in because they know your energy and what you're trying to produce. Where I feel like 11 years ago, it was harder to find those kind of places. Like they were very smaller and they weren't as powerful.
Yeah, no, true.
Yeah. So I do like that about New Atlanta. I think it is key though for people like you,
absolutely,
people like Amari, people like myself, and the rest of the people that we know that we deal with in the ecosystem. I think it's very important for us to build these skyscrapers, to build these Russell Centers, to put these Southside Tech Villages together, to put these things together that are gonna bridge the gap between the new and the old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And that's a good place to land on. MT, thank you, man. How can we find you?
Bruh, check me out on IG, social media, all that stuff at EMM. Got a period, underscore period. You know what I'm saying? Straight face. And then MT, TEE, MT. Catch me out there. Go to Metricmate. Check us out on social media as well. Website is themetricmate.com. On all the social medias, check us out. We got an event coming up on the 23rd of July. It's going after this. When is it going out?
We probably we gonna release it before then. Yeah.
Okay, so July 23rd.
Yeah, that's next week. Oh,
yeah, Saturday.
Well, no, we won't release it.
Right.
We won't release it.
Well, this will be after the event on July 23rd, but check out the ones coming up in August, man. We got some awesome events coming up with the different partners. Got some PR parties coming, deadlift parties coming. We have some opportunities to do some assessments, get your numbers, get your data, and a lot of other stuff, classes. However you want to get moving, we want to make sure people are active before we get to November and everybody sit down. We already know how it is. So come out, support, be with us as we grow, because 2023 is going to be a movie, for real.
Absolutely. Yo, I am Omari, man.
Robert Foster.
Yeah. Co-founder. See, I was going, you know what I'm saying?
I just jumped in.
Nah, I'm Omari, man. Co-founder, Rush the Line, all things Rush the Line on social media.
Robert Foster, everything Shotmakers League, all social media. Make sure you tap in on the LinkedIn, especially.
This has been No Cap Table, MT Strickland, Metricmate, where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and the startup lifestyle. Tap in.
Yes, sir.
Fubu Radio. Let's go.